How will the market fluctuate in tonight's news? How should the short order of Bitcoin be handled? If you are interested in these issues, please follow me and read on. This order has been completed, and this point is what I mentioned yesterday. Although this order has not yet generated much profit. My entry price was clearly reminded in yesterday's video because I put it up at the moment the video was recorded. What is the subsequent price? It has indeed reached this price. At present, there is a relatively small profit. Of course, the profit is very small and can basically be ignored. My stop loss is currently placed on Bitcoin first. If it is placed at 28200, Ethereum is placed first. If you put it at 1750, you can find it. In fact, when we opened the position, it was true that we were short, but our Ethereum position was larger. The Ethereum position was opened with a position value of $100,000, while the Bitcoin position was only half that. $5,000 because Ethereum is relatively weak. You can also find that currently, Ethereum is indeed as we expected, and it has more to come than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has stopped falling by 0.5%. Well, Ethereum it has dropped by about 1%. So what about our stop loss? We will talk in detail in a moment about why it is set at this place and where I personally plan to add positions. So let's go back to the Bitcoin market. At the moment, we can take a look. In fact, let's look at our current rise from the weekly line. I personally think that if our rise is still a healthy rise, then it shouldn't have such a long oscillation period. Why? In fact, we have to start with the accumulation of funds below us. If the accumulation of funds below us is not enough, we will not start to rise. And usually the banker will not generate this kind of accumulation again. Usually when we are rising, they are all boxes with large fluctuations at the bottom. After accumulating funds, the market will start directly. Once the market starts, it means that we have acquired enough chips and do not need to accumulate more funds. Therefore, there will usually not be such a large oscillation range in the middle. Then after accumulating funds again, we continue to go up. This is usually not the case because from the banker's point of view, he definitely hopes to attract more chips at a lower place, the better. We can use a few waves of rise as an example. The evidence is like the rise here. This wave of rise is very obvious. There is no fluctuation in the middle. There is no performance in the accumulation of funds. When it starts to rise, it just rushes straight up. Although it has experienced some corrections in the middle, it has not. There is no such thing as an oscillating box that then attracts funds again. During our subsequent rise, did it generate shocks and attract funds again? There was no middle. It fell back this time. It was just an adjustment and correction to clear out the bulls. Usually, we will fluctuate during a trend and then continue downward. Usually in a short market, because in a short market, the dealer will hope to distribute the chips as high as possible. For example, in our case as for the short positions in Bitcoin, they start distribution from the top first. Start selling from the top, and then after the goods are sold out, then they fall. And then go to the middle and sell again, and then sell the goods after the goods are sold out. You can see this place also has a small oscillating box. After the goods are sold out, we can go to a lower place and sell the goods again. It is not like a long position, which is to rush upward. It rushes straight upward. What if it is a short position? Usually there will be several oscillating ranges to form this wave of decline. That is, the rhythm of the decline is to fall, then oscillate distribution, then fall again. Then oscillate distribution, then fall again, then oscillate distribution. But the bull's rise has a big after the accumulation box absorbs the chips, it rushes straight upward. There is only a correction in the middle, and it will not produce shocks and attract funds again. Of course, we can give many examples. For example, you can see the rise of our Mavericks. During the period of rise, did it produce such a relatively large shock range in the middle? After the accumulation of funds, there was no bottom after the increase. After the accumulation of funds, the market started directly. The middle was at most a correction. There was no shock. What about the bull market we had in 2017? Let's measure it. From here to here, I also think that there is no shock. There is a callback in the middle. There is no shock and there is no further accumulation of funds. Then this can lead to our conclusion today. And I have not mentioned this conclusion elsewhere. Of course, whether this is big or not depends on the proportion of our rise. Based on our rise in this period, when such a long-lasting oscillation box occurs. I personally think that it is not a sign of accumulation. Because we can review the past and this has never happened before. Instead, it is more likely to be a distribution, and then the distribution is completed. After that, if it actually falls below 25,000, then the market for our distribution will start to ferment. Of course, I personally want to seize this wave of trading opportunities. It's a bit like, why are we opening this position now? Of course, we are also gaming it if it falls below 25,000. Trading opportunities are not just, oh, let's go back to 26,000, wait for this kind of decline. If you want to participate in these trading opportunities, you are very welcome to click the Bybit link below the video. Now, as long as KYC deposits $100, KYC will give you $30. You can withdraw cash directly without making transactions. It doesn't matter. BitGet will give you a $20 trial fee as long as you don't need to make a deposit or make a transaction. It will also give you a digital currency blind box. Let us go back to the Bitcoin disk. If we cut the level a little lower, why would I personally put the stop loss at 28,200? I think this place cannot be reached. If we have a chance to fall below 25,000 in the short term, then I think 28,200 must not be reached as long as come across it. At least I personally don't think it has a chance to break 25,000 in the short term. Well, we can take a look at the current market. We can draw our short trend and its several highs and lows. The points include here, high points, low points, etc. This position has low points, high points, and low points. So why do we say that the previous high is valid now? Why is the place 28,175 valid? Because we have produced a new low. As long as a new low is produced, then our previous high should not be broken. As long as our short trend is still there, I will think that based on the current news, our previous rise of 28,200 is a good stop loss. As long as this place can return to that, for a short order, you must be forced out of the market. Of course, we are currently entering the market on the left side, so our position is relatively small. I personally hope that I can do this. Of course, there is no need to open such a large position in the bear market. We will wait for the bull market to open the position. To increase the bear market, just open a position with a value of, say, $6 to $7 million. In fact, that's enough. I will explain in detail where I plan to add the position later. In fact, let's wait a few hours. Well, to be clear, it's 3 hours, 56 minutes, and about 4 hours later, we will have the FOMC meeting. Basically, there will be no interest rate increase this time. Because there is 99% of people think that interest rates will not be raised. In fact, not raising interest rates is of course a good thing. I even think that our current rise is because our FOMC is not going to raise interest rates. This wave of rise caused by this, will we wait until the real news comes out? After the boots come out, our profit will be over. Well, let's cut the level a little smaller. Personally, I plan to do it in two places. I may focus on increasing my position. The first one is that you can see that we are at this position. It creates a channel. If this channel breaks down, I think it is a very good opportunity. The next one is the upward trend of the box below us. The upper edge of the box below us is about 26,780. If this position breaks below, I will also increase the position. So now, looking at it, this position feels quite close. So this where I will add a relatively large position. The next step is to directly see, for example, the lower edge of the box or the direct previous low position, which is about 24,750. My previous low refers to our daily line. If the previous low, this position falls below, I believe that our short market will ferment well. Let's take a look at our actual short position this time. The relatively large position is in Ethereum. It is indeed relatively weak. If we add a position, it must be Ethereum. The position it adds is larger than that of Bitcoin. We will also conduct a live broadcast for everyone during the FOMC meeting. You are very welcome to subscribe to me. Like and share the channel and turn on the little bell is the greatest support for me. You are welcome to watch the live broadcast in 3 hours. Thank you very much. Bye.